Won't you stop and take a little time out with me? Just take 5.
Okay. We are back. Take 5 pod. You know exactly what we do here. Saturdays, 11 a.m. We got 3 on the pod this morning. How we feeling, gentlemen?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Right. For now, until these takes get blasted out of the water. But it's all good. And coming back from the trip, how did it go?
It was fun. It was lit.
I see you got your prison stripes on for real. Like,
yeah.
like the Hamburglar. This morning for real. You know.
Like guess, like always goes hard. Yeah, don't try to guess.
I most certainly will not do that. Anyway, Jill, you doing straight? Like, did you have a breakfast this morning, dude?
I had a nice little breakfast scramble this morning. Actually, I had some potatoes, some like chopped bacon, bell peppers, onions, like all that. Yeah, so I'm feeling good.
Just like a little doggy bowl combo, like just chop it out. Just put it all together.
You've never had a breakfast scramble?
No, I was just asking, like, use a spoon. Yeah.
I use a fork, just so you know, but the spoon could work too. Versatility.
Tight vibe. Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and get into it. We got episode 30. It's for the fam. All right, so we got a lot of takes to get into here. Of course, Olympics is going on right now. Shout out to Ledecky. Few true Americans we have. Shout out to Simone Biles, one of the few true red and blue bloods. You know what I'm saying? Leading that charge for us right now. We're gonna look into those standings in a minute, but let's go ahead and get into this though. Let's start with the NFL. All right. So we got this NFL top 100 to come out. I'll blow it up a little bit more just so we all can see, some of the rankings, some of the more notable rankings, especially among quarterbacks that we have in this list. Okay. And as you know, on Take 5 Pod, we do take review. Okay. So we review these takes as they come in. All right. So looking at that top 100, let me just leave it like this for right now. Looking at that top 100, just the quarterbacks on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being a cool take, 5 being a hot take. Like, where would you go with these rankings here? You got Lamar at 2, Mahomes 4, Allen at 12. Like, what do y'all think of the list?
You go ahead, Ian. Go ahead.
Okay. On a scale from 1 to 5, I'm gonna give it like a 3. Honestly, like I see like a lot of people just misplaced, in my opinion. Like, I understand the rankings. Like, you can say like someone had a good year last year, but like, are they better than so said player? Like, I'm saying Justin Herbert down on the list.
That's what I'm saying.
This is just getting weird. Jordan Love is pretty low to me. Like, I don't know. I also think that Patrick Mahomes needs to be 1, like, at all times, just because he's the best quarterback in the league. Like, Lamar probably had a better year last year, like, by far, but like, he's not better than Patrick Mahomes.
Real. I mean, yeah, I can kind of second that. Like, but I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna say it's like a 4 to a 4.5. I don't think this is a good list for quarterback rankings at all, honestly. Like, I could basically just, go down this list and pick it apart completely because I think it's really bad, honestly. Like, I don't know if they're basing it off of last year or not, but even if they are, like, it's still crazy because, like, yeah, okay, if it's just off last year, yes, Lamar should be the best quarterback. But then if we're looking at regular season, like, Patrick Mahomes probably is not 2. If we're just basing off last year, regular season, I'm talking about. Regular season, he's not. He's not 2 last year. He was not.
Bro, well, he had 1 wide receiver last year, and
no, I I can. I'm acknowledging, like, yeah, he's the best player in the league. I'm just saying, if we're looking at the regular season, then he wasn't the second best quarterback last year. If we're looking at it in totality, fine. I would still put him number one then because he won the Super Bowl. Then Jalen Hurts is a top 15 player in the NFL. That's wild to me. And I'm just saying that's wild. Like, I know Jalen Hurts was like number top 5 last year, right?
He was pretty high last year. He was higher, I think.
Yeah, which is wild. But Jalen Hurts, it's not. Come on, bro. But we're talking about all football players, not even just quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts is now. They have Jalen Hurts from last year. If we're talking about last year, because it has to be about last year, they have him over. They have him over Dak, which is wild. Dak was almost MVP. They have him over CJ Stroud, also wild. Far better year last year. I mean, damn, it's like, look at the whole list. Like Brock Purdy, I would say he was better last year. Maybe not Jordan Love, but Jordan Love's last half of the year by far better than Jalen. Even Tua last year in the regular season, I think Tua is far too high on this list. Also, you know how I feel about Tua. He probably shouldn't be a top 100 player. To keep it real. Like, quarterback tiers are coming back next week. I started making my list right now, but we can take review of that next week. But Tua far too high. Having Tua over Matthew Stafford,
Jared Goff,
Stafford, Goff, Herbert, Kirk Cousins, even Aaron Rodgers. Like, we cannot do it. Like,
and Rodgers, who didn't even play last year.
I'll take 4 snaps of Aaron Rodgers.
I know.
Hey,
listen, everything knows. Stop it. Stop.
I have more faith that the Jets can win a playoff game at the beginning of the season in 4 snaps of Aaron Rodgers than I did at the end of the season with Tua.
You don't believe that, dude. The only reason the Dolphins didn't have a fair chance, bro. They played in like -5 degree weather. Come on.
Why did they play in -5 degree weather?
Because they choked a little. Like they're not that far.
They choked a lot. Tua couldn't beat any team over 500 last year. They had the Bills last week of the season, and the Bills were down last year. They had the Bills last week of the season. I think they had them at home. So
their best defender got hurt, dude. They had a lot of injuries. Like, a lot of things happened for them to not, be a high seed.
We can't keep.
I just have a question about it. I just have a question about it because it'd be like, we getting on Tua, but I didn't hear any pushback really about the Tyreek Hill, as a number.
We haven't got to that. We haven't even got to that.
On the list.
About quarterbacks. I was just talking about quarterbacks right now.
Oh, okay. I mean,
yeah.
Sure.
Like, Tua cannot be over. Probably every quarterback under him is better than him. And that's not like an exaggeration, like, except for maybe Trevor. I would take Tua over Trevor thus far. And I still take Trevor's talent over Tua, but Tua's shown more.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a fair take.
But yeah, so this is just, I got to give it a 4.5 out of 5. It's just not a good list if we're talking about quarterbacks. Like, if it was me, you'll see next week, Patrick Mahomes has to be in a tier of his own. Like, he's the best player. And then, Jalen Hurts last year, no. I'm sorry, but no. You're an Eagles fan, but no.
Julian, he beat some of the best teams in the league. He beat the Bills. He beat the Chiefs. He beat the Cowboys.
How many teams did you beat in total in the last half of the season? Y'all won, 3 games?
Why do you keep saying the last half of the season? You keep saying the whole season.
It crashed and burned.
Fair, and that's probably why he's not as high as he was last year. But throughout the whole season, like, in total, he was a pretty good quarterback. Like,
okay, fine. If we even take the whole season into account, he can't be over Dak Prescott last year. He cannot be over CJ Stroud or Purdy.
Oh, Dak Prescott hasn't made it past the second round of the playoffs, bro. I do not want to hear about Dak Prescott. Like, you gotta stop talking about him, bro. Like, he's a regular season quarterback and does nothing. Like, nothing. He's done nothing. I don't want to hear about him.
But then we can put Jared Goff over him. Then Jared Goff.
Yes, you could. In theory, you could.
Okay, fine. Jared Goff's been to not 2 Super Bowls, but 2 conference championships and a Super Bowl. He had a better year than Jalen last year. Matthew Stafford absolutely had a better year.
I don't know about that, but Jared Goff was very good last year.
You're wild. Yeah, I'm ready to address this next week on quarterback tiers. Like, I was gonna do it this week, but we only have 3 of us here, and I need a full house for that. Because that's my most hated segment. We're turning that into an annual thing. My most hated segment on QB tiers, but
Oh God.
we'll handle that next week.
You sound like Dan Orlovsky, bro.
Wow. Not even.
Looking at this list, you know what I mean? Like truly looking at this list, getting into it, like when we get into the meat of it, I mean, like even past the CJ Stroud, like I don't really understand how NFL fans, at least, even analysts, honestly, I don't understand how they rank Brock Purdy. I really don't get, like, because 1 minute, he's just a game manager, you know what I mean? He's just at this high-powered offense, and then the next minute he's this top quarterback that we have to revere and respect. Like, I don't know, like, which one is it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think both can be true at this point. So, like, how are we ranking Brock Purdy right now? I'll open this up to y'all before I speak on anybody else. How do y'all rank Brock Purdy in the NFL? Like, if you had to pick a number, Drew, I know you got your tiers or whatnot, but, like, if you had to pick a number, like,
of quarterbacks
where you put in Brock? Quarterbacks.
He's top 10. He's a top 10 quarterback just based on, like, the way he executes his offense. And, like, he has proven he can win games in the playoffs. So we have to, like, respect that at some point. In terms of his talent, like, I would probably say, like, I would probably take Lamar over him, Patrick over him, Josh.
This could get weird if you keep going. So if you don't want to, like, you can stop. I'm giving you it out now. Like, this
CJ Stroud. I'll take CJ Stroud over him for sure. I'll take Matthew Stafford over him. Aaron Rodgers, if he's healthy, I would absolutely take Joe Burrow for sure. Jordan Love, maybe. It's just too early because we saw Jordan Love play. He's probably the best quarterback in the league for the last half of the season. So we just need to see him continue that. But, like, if that Jordan Love is who he is truly, like, I would absolutely take that over him. After that, it gets to be tough slating. Like, I don't know if he's better than Kirk Cousins, honestly. I really don't. Like, there are similar type guys, similar type players. Like, when you put them in that Shanahan offense, like, they can go crazy. Jalen Hurts, like, we don't know. That's not, like, it's just Jalen Hurts is great.
We don't know.
No, he's a great player is the thing. Like, he had a great season 2 years ago, and then he followed that up with the stinker. Like, it was a stinker.
Not true. It was not a stinker.
It was a stinker.
No,
I'm a Jalen Hurts fan.
He was an MVP candidate through 11 weeks, bro. It cannot have been a stinker.
Bro, there's 18 weeks. There's 18 weeks in the season. Okay, he finished the season one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. I'm just being real.
We were putting up like 26 points per game. Like, it wasn't.
But it was how you were doing it, though. Like, come on, bro.
Because we had a bad play caller or whatever.
I agree. I'm just saying we don't know who he is yet. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like we saw Jalen Hurts have a great season. He followed it up with a stinker. Like, I'm a Hurts fan. We know this. Like, I've been a Hurts fan since college. Like, I believed in him coming into the league. But damn, the way he finished the last season, there's some cause for concern. Like, he couldn't beat the blitz. They blitzed him. They zero blitzed him or cover zero blitzed him a lot of the time, and you couldn't beat it. Do I blame the play caller? Absolutely. But we need to see, like, Jalen Hurts, progress again this year. Like, I believe in Hurts, but I'm just saying there's cause for concern for sure.
A couple things. So on this podcast, we've had many discussions about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, right? We talked about Shai a lot. We talked about how green he was and how we needed to see it on the biggest stage at the biggest level, not only once, but again, to really be able to understand what type of talent he in this league, to be able to compare him and contrast him with different players that we have there, right? So when we look at football, however, the CJ Stroud and Jordan Love thing, okay. No. Listen to me for a second. I'm not trying to try them at all. But, like, have y'all seen enough to really, like, go ahead and say, all right, so we got this Brock Purdy guy. He's been leading this offense. He went to the Super Bowl. We have that, whatever. You're able to say that CJ Stroud is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy?
The way that I'm looking at it is, like, if I was to drop Brock Purdy onto the Texans. They're not a playoff team. And if I was to drop, why are you looking like that? They're not a playoff team. They're not. But if I
Maybe
was
not
to
last
drop,
year.
huh?
Probably not last year. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, last year. This year, I mean, they're stacked. But if I was to drop CJ Stroud onto the 49ers, they probably win the Super Bowl. So
I don't know about that, but I understand what Jordan is saying. Like, he's a lot more talented. Like, he can do a lot more on the football field, but we do have to like credit what's
I
his
respect
name.
Purdy. I do.
Yeah, like he makes all the right all the right throws, like all the right decisions, like, and he does what he's asked to do. That's all you can really do.
Nah, Brock Purdy's underrated. But like when people put like we talk about like Tua and Brock Purdy, like I'll continue to go back to Tua because like y'all hold Tua in high regard because he puts up good stats and things like that. He operates a very good offense. I guess we can say at a high level. I look at Tua and it's not impressive at all. Like he's not physically impressive. He's not very mentally. It doesn't impress me mentally. Like he seems to panic at times when he plays the game, and like they can't win big games with him at quarterback. So when I look at Brock Purdy and Tua, like there's just levels in terms of like consistency and also like big game execution. So that's where like I think the drop off is between them. Like physically, they're similar players. Like they both dominate over the middle of the field. Both don't have like the rocket arms, but yeah, I would definitely take Purdy over him by a far margin. Just being real.
That's wild, but
It's not wild. Like
you gotta like when we talk about quarterbacks, like their play callers, like it does matter. Like with Jalen Hurts, it definitely showed last year like it was not gonna work. Like Mike McDaniel, like he can't be a good team, dude. Like you said, you can't put it all on Tua. It can't be Tua can't beat a good team.
Did we watch those games? I'm just saying, did we watch the games?
Yes, I watched a lot of them.
So when we watched those games, like there was like very glaring issues coming from Tua. Like it's like this guy can't win us a Super Bowl.
What? Bro, you have to understand like a lot of quarterbacks have plays that just look bad. Like there's also a lot of plays where Tua looks very, very good.
I agree. There's a play where Tua looks good. He throws a crossing route or a dig route to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill catches the ball and runs for 50 yards.
Here we go. See,
this is why we can't take you serious with
or Tyreek Hill being beaten. Tyreek Hill, he's 5 yards, 10 yards open. Like he just be butt naked open. Tua throws the ball. Tyreek Hill should catch the ball. Let's say he should catch the ball on the opposing team's 15-yard line. He has to slow down and start jogging for Tua to throw the deep ball to him. He catches the ball at like the 22. Like he underthrows him by underthrows him by a lot. Like, come on, bro. It's not impressive. It's just not. It really isn't.
And take pod, before we get off the deep end for real, with these discussions. Like, it's just a whole bunch of nonsense. Like, yeah, let's just move on. Let's just move on for real. What do I rate this list? I give it a 4. I give it a 4. Let's go. All right. Let's get into the Olympics a little bit. Just a quick snapshot of what it's looking like in terms of medals, right? So we got the U.S. coming in number 5. Only 9 gold medals. Kind of sorry. 19 silver, though. 17 bronze, not bad. We got a lot of medals, but we got to get them golds, though. We got to get our golds up.
I feel like, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, yeah, China's up there with 13 golds. I checked out. They won something obscure. Like I wasn't really sure what that event was. It was some sort of like walk. Like I didn't see that one. I didn't see that one.
Speed walking.
I don't know what it was. I'd have to look at that again. It might have been. Anywho, what'd you say, Drew?
Oh, I was just saying, like, I feel like the U.S. will get their medals up when we get to the more like U.S. events. So, like, we haven't had basketball. Like, we're gonna probably get 2 basketball gold medals for 5-on-5, and then also track and field. We haven't done that yet either, so that will come. And Simone Biles, just when I was watching it this morning, I don't know if it's over yet, but she was in the gold medal vault competition, the finals for vault only right now. And she scored so high that none of the other girls can even possibly catch her. So she won it. I don't know if it's over yet, but yeah, she won the gold for sure.
I mean, yeah, again, between her and Ledecky, like those are Hawks. You know, those are Captain Americas right there at this very moment. So, like, yeah, I mean, we just got to see how it pans out moving forward. There are a lot of sports in this thing that I'm not aware of, but it's some good stuff though. It's some good competition, good to watch for real. Y'all already into it for real, but we got some takes coming in about some Team USA men's basketball. So let's go ahead and hear what old boy had to say.
Anti-AD when we started doing this podcast together. I went like 2 years. I'm like, it's a dad bod. He doesn't work out. He's out of shape. He never plays hurt. Take Jokic out. I'm not sure there's a big I'd take over him, including Giannis. You cannot mistake Anthony Davis in a game. Dominant defender. He's gotten significantly more physical to me. I don't know what happened. This is the AD we thought we were getting out of college, and he just wasn't emotionally ready for it.
The reason why we're seeing him be so physically dominant now is he just is in a really good physical place. And I think that's gone a long way. A lot of the focus has been on what he hasn't been since the bubble. Like he hasn't been knocking down all these crazy jump shots the way he did in the bubble. And that's true. But he's improved so much as a passer, his overall feel for the game. He is a lot better at those short shots. He was awesome against Jokic. He was awesome most of the tail end of the season. AD has been playing in the calendar year.
You're on mute.
Yeah, y'all heard the man for real. All right, so we got a take coming in about AD. Put him over Joel Embiid, one of the MVPs we've had in this league. We know him well, revere him for his talent. I just want to focus on that take right there. You know what I'm saying? So he said it's Jokic, and then it's Anthony Davis on a scale of 1 to 5. Let's get into it.
All right. That's a 5 for me. That dude, he just glossed over Giannis like Giannis isn't a NBA final MVP champion who had 50, like 12, and like 7 in the closeout game. AD hasn't done that. What has AD done since his finals ring? Yeah, and he wasn't even an MVP. He wasn't even the best player on that team. Like,
he was the best player in the playoffs and in the season. He was the best player in the regular season and in the playoffs.
That's not true, dude. You can say he's playing a little bit better than LeBron, but LeBron was also assisting while scoring 30 per game. Like, that's true. It's not true.
Anthony Davis was also scoring 30 a game and getting 10 rebounds and being the best defender.
No, but 10 rebounds, that's not even true.
And he closed the games. Like, he was the one closing the games. You don't remember the buzzer beaters?
One game, bro. Stop.
True.
What game?
No, that's not true, bro. He was not closing games. He had one shot. What are you talking about closing games? He had one shot.
You're talking about buzzer beaters. I'm talking about closing games.
But I don't even know if they really had to close games, bro.
Of course they had to close games. What are you talking about?
They were destroying teams in the playoffs, I'm pretty sure. But that's besides the point. Let me get back on track. Him over at Giannis, that's ridiculous in its own self. But him over Joel, what is he better at than Joel? Joel is playing with LeBron and a little bit better at defense. He's a little bit more versatile. I'll give him that. But on the offensive end, he's not better at Joel than anything, especially shooting. Like Chris Collinsworth just said, or not Chris Collinsworth, Colin Coward just said he's lost his jump shot. That is true. He's lost his physicality since the bubble. That is true. Yes, it is. You always complain about it, bro. And I don't understand why we're just being naive right now. You complained about it last year in the playoffs. You complained about it last year in the regular season, bro. This is true. This is why y'all got swept the other year, bro. He's soft. Bro, I can bring up how many times you said AD was soft. This is true.
He is soft. I agree. He's soft.
Then the difference between him and Joel's his bones are soft. Like his knee tissue might be soft. There's a difference, I think. Like Joel just be hurt a lot. AD, he's just soft.
Drew, you want to jump in there? Or what's up?
Nah, you go. You go.
I mean, you gave it a 5. I'm gonna hold my rating for just a little bit. I just want to tease this out just a little bit more. Like what you know what I mean? Like a couple of points that you made were somewhat ridiculous. I'll say this much. What has AD done since the bubble? I mean, he's been one of the most dominant defensive players that we've seen in this generation of athletes. Like that's who Anthony Davis has been. We could talk about the scoring, the offense. You know what I mean? He's really not putting up 34 a night. He's not doing that. I understand it, but he's still been a very dominant force in this league, a top big man in this league, and that much is undeniable. When we start getting into ranks, though, to say AD over Giannis, right? That is a stretch at this point. At this moment in time, we can't, we haven't seen Giannis in a while. You know what I mean? He be hurt in and out of the lineup, but we still know what he brings to the table. 30, 12. He's a defensive monster as well. These teams, deep playoff runs, whatever. But we'll really get to see that with Dame and see how that goes, moving forward. Joel, on the other hand, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it starts to come down to that personal preference of basketball player. Joel Embiid is a better scorer. Anthony Davis he's a generational talent on defense. Like it's generational to the point where I'm comfortable saying he's the best all-around defender in the league. He guards, like he protects the rim. Like watching him play at that Olympic basketball as well, and what he's doing to those guys too. Like it's undeniable what his defense brings to the table. And then he can come out and give you 25 a night, easy buckets. He gets the rebounds, and he is an improved passer. Like, I like that they shone a light on that. So, Joel and AD, Joel got to win something here. Like, he's got to.
Disagree. I don't disagree.
He's got to get. He's got to.
But when you bring that up,
he has got to.
When you bring that up, when we talk about their co-stars, AD had LeBron James. Joel had Wash Harden. But don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like Harden. That. You told me Harden was washed. We had a young. What are you talking about?
Are you looking at me?
No, when did Morgan?
Oh. Well, yeah.
Like
for sure.
That's the best. That's the best Joel's had in his career. I mean, we'll see this year. Like he has no excuses this year. That's true, Julian. Dude, there's a big drop off between AD. I mean, yeah. between LeBron and then James Harden, bro. That's true.
That's Joel Embiid has played on many full basketball rosters while being a Philadelphia 76er. Like, I know we could just
point. That was Joel, though.
Okay, I mean, okay.
Bro, has Joel not gotten a lot better since 2018, 2019?
Every player does.
Yeah, of course he's gotten better since 2019.
Has AD?
That a joke?
I'm just asking, like, yes or no? Like, you can say
is that a joke? Like,
it's 2019.
AD was probably better back then. Like, we can just be honest with ourselves. Like,
so. He's at least as good as he was then, for sure.
All I'm saying is Joel continues to get better. His teammates continue to get better. I just think that he still has time, and this is the perfect time right now. Like, this is probably the best team he's had for sure in his career. Well-rounded, I think. I think the depth is coming in. I think like we have a good wing piece we haven't really had in a minute because Tobias, and even Maxi's gonna be, Batman's gonna come in. We'll see what he does.
Well, let's make sure we mark this moment in time.
Okay.
Today is what, August the 3rd?
Yeah, August
the 3rd at 11:34, 29 minutes into the podcast, episode 30. Ian said that this is the time where Joel Embiid should have a shot to win something. Not even a shot. He has a very good shot to win something, right?
This is a chance, yeah.
This is a great chance. Let's mark this moment in time. We have
without injuries, let me hear me. Hear me. No, hear me out. Hear me out.
Bro.
Can you listen? If we're healthy by the playoff time, we'll have a great chance. That's true. You gotta at least give us that.
All right, let me get into my take. This is a 3 take in my opinion. Okay, I wouldn't put Anthony Davis over Giannis. Like I used to do that. I used to say AD over Giannis because I didn't believe in Giannis until he won the ring. And after Giannis won the ring, I got to put him over AD. But I'm tired of talking about Joel Embiid. I'm gonna be honest. I'm tired of it. We've reached 2024 now. There's just a lot of lists. There's just a lot on my list of things that I have to critique Joel Embiid. And the Olympics just adds on to that. I'm not gonna lie. So first off, he can't stay healthy. That's number one. Number two, he's a historical playoff dropper. Okay, he's a playoff dropper. She marked the moment in time. Anyways, he's a historical playoff dropper. Okay, Joel Embiid. Number three, he obviously can't play in a physical sport like the Olympics, right? In a physical brand of basketball. He can't play in the Olympics. He can't.
What?
Where they don't do the pump faking foul baiting that Joel Embiid does. What do you mean? Joel Embiid, all he does in the NBA, he be pump faking, jump into
you. He had multiple good games where he's had double-digit points and multiple blocks.
Look at the picture. Look at the picture below your face.
That's because they were very, very what's it called? Versatile on the perimeter, dude. That's true. They had
the best big man in the league couldn't play versus JT Thor.
No, it was Winian Gabriel. I think that's his name.
You know who Winian Gabriel is?
Yeah, like he stretches the floor for real. Like he was out there moving, shooting threes. Like okay, Joel's not gonna guard that. Like that's cool. Like give that to Bam. Like that's cool.
He's not playable versus Winian Gabriel. This can't be your king. Hey, this can't.
I'm not. I don't think he's 100% healthy. Like I don't think they're gonna want him moving.
Oh my god!
See, this is what I'm saying though. We would never say this about Anthony Davis.
You say it about Anthony Davis all the time.
Winian Gabriel? Gabriel.
I gave you that. No. I said AD's a lot more versatile, so he can guard. More.
No. I'm just saying we would never be scared about him playing that caliber of player.
But dude, it has nothing to do with about being scared. It's about his ability. AD's a lot slower than. I mean, Joel's a lot slower than AD. That's true. I said that. Like,
so he's not playable. You said to yourself, he's not playable versus Gabriel.
I said he's not playable. Man. He's not playable against a versatile team like that, dude. I mean, this is international play. Like, there's a lot of different.
But now you think that you're going to win a ring, then?
But this is a lot of different schemes, though. We're not seeing in the NBA, dude. Like,
you don't think that you're going to run into a team with a stretch five or a guy who's going to test him on the perimeter?
Bro, you really think a team's going to put a stretch five out against Joel Embiid? Are you serious?
They just did that in the Olympics.
Bro, it is not the same. Bro, it's not the same rules, bro. You cannot have 3 seconds in the paint. You really think that's going to work? You really think that's going to work against Joel? On God, no team would ever do that against Joel Embiid, bro.
Okay, we'll see. Hey, we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get to the NBA playoffs, and you're going to be crying and making more excuses for your favorite player again, and y'all are going to get bounced out in the second round again, probably. Like we just know what's going to happen. You're going to get bounced out before you make a conference finals, and you saw that was my woman. She marked the time period. I have it saved now. We're going to come back and reference this at the end of the next basketball season. Okay.
I'll be ready.
And reference it. And if Joel gets bounced out, I want Shu to get on the podcast and say,
I told you
your favorite player is not who you think he is. I want you to say your favorite player is not who you think he is.
I told you they all have to be healthy, bro. I already mentioned that.
If they're healthy.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but Julian, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. Because last year at this time, I told Ian that they wouldn't be healthy come playoff time. You expect both Embiid and what's his name? Paul George to be healthy come playoff time?
I think everyone does, bro. What are you talking about? You can't predict.
Why would I expect that? That never happens. Dude, it doesn't happen anymore.
What has freak injuries, dude? Y'all remember how he got injured, dude? Do y'all remember how he got injured?
Which injury? Yeah, no. Which one?
The injury last year, the only injury he had in his leg. Do you remember?
No. What?
Jonathan Kuminga jumped on his leg, like actually jumped on his leg. Like that actually happened. Like the other injuries, freak accidents. This dude, Pascal Siakam, elbows his dude in the face on purpose. Like it happens every year. Like freak injuries, like they're going to happen. He's unlucky. Do I think he's going to have a freak injury this year? No. I can't predict injuries. I can't predict freak injuries. It happens. But if he completes a season and he's healthy at the end of the season and PG is there with them and Maxey, why don't we have a chance?
All right, let me just pretend like they will be healthy at the end of the year. I just want to ask this
Yeah,
to
pretend.
y'all too. No, I'm pretending. Yes, we're pretending right now. We're in fantasy.
What else can we do?
I mean, I guess you're right. But let me ask y'all this. So, a team with prime all-star caliber Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, and Joel. That team wasn't like as good as the one we have now with the Maxey, Paul George, and what's his name, combo?
I mean, back then I probably would say it was, but I realized how much Ben Simmons was holding us back, especially Joel Embiid. Like, you can't stretch the floor without Ben Simmons. That's true. Like, we all know this. Jimmy Butler wasn't the 3-point specialist he was back then either. So he wasn't even the player he was back then. Like, that's just real. We can just be honest with ourselves.
He wasn't.
No, Jimmy Butler was not the 45, 50. Bro, didn't he score 60 in the playoff game before?
He was
Like,
your closer. Like,
I'm just saying he actually went to the finals the next year after that.
Okay.
Like, that was the next season after that. He went to the finals.
Bro, you can still get better though. That's what I'm saying.
In one offseason, in Jimmy Butler's like 8th season in the league, he got that much better to will the Miami Heat with no other stars on the team besides, I guess, Bam and Goran Dragic. We can consider them stars. He willed them to the finals the next year after he wasn't that player.
He never had 40. I don't think he ever had 40 in a playoff game before that year. Like, that's actually true.
He played on Joel's team, so like you're not getting the opportunity to go crazy.
Bro, you think he started on Joel's team? Like, what are you talking about? He was in the playoffs.
I'm talking about 1 year prior, though. I'm talking about a year prior. I'm not talking about first year Jimmy Butler on the Bulls, like, or even on the Timberwolves. He was nice. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. So answer the question, Drew. Like, which team would you think is better? I mean, we saw one play out, of course, but like on paper, you had other role players on that team as well, like a bunch of wing defenders. I mean,
I feel like,
yeah, you
I would say
that team?
This team should be better. Yeah, this team upcoming should be better, right? Because Joel's now a new player. Paul George is good, and Maxey's still 5. So like we'll say that this team's better. That team had who? They had Ben Simmons, Jimmy. Did you have JJ on that team?
Yeah, with Tobias. JJ.
Yeah, they had JJ. They had. I thought they had Josh Richardson on that team. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. I am pulling it up.
This team has who? Y'all have your
They had TJ McConnell off the bench, Greg Monroe,
but it wasn't
Ario Saric, Mike Scott, Landry Shamet. I mean,
but I don't think our players are as seasoned or as good as they were back then. Like Joel,
that team was deeper, but this team should be better. Like
no, bro.
We have depth on the team too.
Y'all still have Tobias? I forgot.
No.
Hold on. Who's on your team right now? What's the starting lineup? Maxey,
Oubre, Joel, and then I mean we have Drummond off the bench. Eric Gordon.
The bench sucks. No, I'm not gonna hold you. The bench sucks.
Y'all got Jared McCain.
Oh yeah,
y'all got Jared McCain. Y'all got like Kyle Lowry, Campaign,
Reggie Jackson. No, we have Reggie Jackson. We don't have Campaign. We have Reggie Jackson, but
that other team's bench was definitely better. Y'all still have what's his face Melton too, right?
No,
he's gone.
Yeah,
the other team.
The
other team was way deeper. The other team's way deeper, like for sure. But I don't know.
I don't know about way deeper.
KJ Martin, Caleb.
Oh, I forgot about Caleb Martin. Yeah, Caleb Martin and KJ Martin and what's his name? The person you just said. They're gonna play a lot of good minutes. Why are you shaking your head about Caleb Martin?
It's not.
That was your hero, bro. That was your hero.
It's not the same team that y'all.
Morgan, that was your hero, bro. Morgan.
What?
Caleb Martin was your hero.
I feel like he's not like that though. He's not gonna ever be like that again. Like as we saw this year, we saw that this year. Like
we definitely saw it play out this year where reality set in. Like,
why are you looking like that?
I don't know,
like, dude. What? He did all he could do. Well, he didn't have Jimmy Butler.
I mean, yeah, it's fine, but I'm saying he wasn't getting 25, 30 like he was the year before.
He was still playing pretty good.
He's an okay player. He's a pretty good player, but like he's not finna that's not a guy who you should like be relying on. Like
I would take him as our 6th or 7th role player, or
I don't even know about a 6-man. He's not
Not
even
on a
6-man.
championship team. No,
Not a 6-man.
for
Probably
real.
he may be a 7th or 8th
okay, dude.
or a 9th.
He does everything
Or
you need to
nine,
do. He plays
like,
defense.
Yeah.
He gives you assists. Like he
He's
can.
okay. Like he's an okay player. That he's all right.
I will
he
take
was
him as
not good last year. Like we got to just
Yeah,
sugarcoated stuff for no reason. Like he just wasn't good last year. Like he had that 1 year, and that's all we know him for. Like that's it. Like if we want to talk about college, so be it. But like that's what we know him for. Anywho, I'm gonna keep it moving with this one. What happened to Joel? This take, because we're still on Joel for real. Like, but this take right here about the AD, I'll give that a 4 too, because Giannis. But Joel though, that's different. Let me blow this up for her. This is the next take we're gonna review right now. There's no video to go along with it. Even there is, but this is just a quote that we just want to speak on really quick. So Joel was asked, about people in the media, Twitter, whatever, how they speak on him. He said he's probably the most hated guy in the league, and he doesn't know why. Does not know why. So, is Joel the most hated guy in the league? Like, what do y'all think?
No. No, he's not the most hated player in the league. He deserves everything that he gets. Anything that he gets, he deserves. Like he talks a lot of junk. He does a lot. It's Joel. He has a big personality. Like, yeah, come on, bro.
Other than on the court, what other junk does he be talking about?
Joel is a dirty player, too. Like,
Joel talks cash off the court. He doesn't talk cash off the court. Like we know Joel. He's a funny guy. Like he be playing around. That's fine. But I'm just saying, like he deserves anything that he gets. Like he's not the most hated. Like, come on, bro. We have like Draymond Greens in the league.
I don't know if he's hated more than Draymond, Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, like come on, bro. There's a lot of villains we can say in the league, and we have like even your heroes like LeBron's more hated than Joel. So
I don't know. So what are you giving the take?
The take is a 5. Like he's not the most hated player. Come on, bro. Like, this adds on to my list. I had a few things. I said it was a long list. This is another thing on my list to just say why. I don't know, bro. This is not going to get it done. Why is he saying he's the most hated player in the league?
I mean, it's because he feels like he is. Every time he goes to someone's stadium, they're booing him. You didn't remember what they were saying in New York?
Bro, he is the best player on the team. He's the best player on the team. You need to be able to handle that. Like, come on, bro.
I didn't say he shouldn't be able to. Like, he obviously did. Like, he had 33 per game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's
speaking of New York, though. Like,
around.
Hold up, bro. Is he more hated than Trae Young? Like, let's be for real. They didn't even put Trae on the All-Star team, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about that.
He's not more hated than Trae.
It depends what you're talking about. Like, where are we talking about? From like what hate are we talking about? Like from the fans or like from the media?
Trae is balding to not on the All-Star team. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't put him on the FIBA team, Olympic team. We won't give him no shot for that. No All NBA. Yeah, you feel me? Like let me think. You saw that the picture of the lollipop with the hair on it. Like they be posting that about Trae. Like they be on Trae. Like I don't know.
So what are you giving it?
It's a 5. No, this one's definitely a 5. Joel is not the most hated player. I don't even think he might not be top 5. Like most hated.
One of the top.
Dude, whenever he does good, people just try to discredit it. Like that's actually true. Whenever he dominates Jokic in a matchup, he's like, oh, they don't want to see Joel in Denver, though. Joel don't want to see Jokic in Denver. On God, that happens. And every time.
So why does he
no, because it's justified because he's always hurt whenever they go to Denver. Like that's true.
Conveniently, right? I'm just saying he always happens to be hurt every time they go play Jokic.
Then you're acting like he's always hurt. You always say he's hurt, though. You do say that. Like that's a.
I don't care. I don't even like the hurt excuse. Like that's fine. Like I want to see if you're out there on the court, you should be able to perform. In my opinion. I'm just being real. We saw Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard came into your team's arena for a stretch. Yes, for a stretch of multiple games. on one leg. He was
This
on
the
one leg.
playoffs, bro.
I'm talking coddling. He was
He's talking
peg
about the
leg.
playoffs, bro.
He was
What are we
peg leg
talking about?
hooping. Yes, in the playoffs. He was peg leg hooping. Boom, 40 balls efficiently on 60% shooting. So I don't want to hear about Joel Embiid like being hurt and stuff. Like I want to see y'all get out of the second round. If you don't get out of the second round, like I said, I'm tired of talking about him. He doesn't deserve to be talked about if he doesn't get out of the second round. He doesn't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And what you ready to take?
I give it a 3. Like, I guess, like, you could say, like, LeBron and Trae Young, like, but, like, I feel like whenever they do well, like, they still get the praise for it. Like,
I mean,
like,
Bron is more loved.
show.
Bron is way more loved than Joel Embiid, but he's also
Yeah.
more hated. Like, it's true on both ends.
I guess, but like Joel, like he'll go out there, shoot 20 free throws. People will just be mad. Like, how's that his fault? Like, people can't guard him. Like,
He's a foul baiter. That's why.
yeah, see, there we go.
Definitely
But
hashtag the merchant.
there we go. Actually, I'm gonna put my take out of 1 since Julian just said that.
He's the merchant. Like,
I can hear the hate. I can hear the hate, bro.
He's a foul baiter.
like,
They're playing a game
Yeah.
right now, and I'm looking at the screen
nah,
right now.
chill. Don't tell me nothing about that game. Don't do that.
Okay, can I just speak to what Joel's doing right now?
Yeah,
No,
sure.
bro. No,
Yeah, I wanna know.
no.
Let me hear
I
it.
gotta watch that myself. Please don't.
All right, fine.
Please do
all
that.
right.
Appreciate
Just text
you.
me.
I
Text me.
appreciate you.
Text me.
I mean, every superstar has their fair share of hate. Like we can say that much. He not top 5 though. Like I don't think he's top 5 when it comes to that. We didn't even mention guys like Julius Randle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, folks beyond Julius Randle. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I personally don't get it. Jason Tatum. They be all over Jason Tatum. Like,
Tatum's way more hated,
I don't know.
especially
But,
now.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Especially now. And we will get into that Jason Tatum stuff, but let's go back to some football here. We got a Drew Orlovsky take. Top 5 NFC quarterbacks. All right. So we were running some quarterbacks earlier, but we got the top 5 here. So the top 5 goes as so we got Stafford at 1, Love, Purdy, Cousins, and Jared Goff. All right. And that's in order. All right. That's Stafford, Love, Purdy, Cousins, and Goff. On a scale of 1 to 5, how accurate is that that top 5 NFC quarterback list?
You go.
This is like a 4.5, honestly. Even like they're missing a couple people on this list, in my opinion, from the NFC. But even just on this list by itself, like in my opinion, I think he's basing it off talent, like and like past like accomplishments. But if we're talking about right now, like this upcoming season, I'm putting Jordan Love at 1. I'm sorry. Like I didn't like what Jordan Love did last year, especially against the Cowboys in the playoffs. Like I don't know, bro. Matthew Stafford's on a decline. Like my opinion, yes, he is. Like you can say he was okay last year. Like
Okay.
he has great talent. Like but his career's on a decline. Same with Kirk Cousins. So I don't know. That's why I don't really like this list. I don't even think Kirk Cousins should be on this list.
I just want to know what we're basing this off.
I guess
No, your last statements. Like, how is Matthew Stafford on the decline?
What did he do the year before last year?
He played well.
No, he did not.
What do you mean? No, he did not.
The Rams did not play well 2 years ago.
Was that the year? Okay, was that actually that might have been the year that Matthew Stafford was hurt?
He was hurt. I mean, he played.
I mean, he could I'm saying he was hurt that year, and then last year he played very good ball. Like he played great.
Okay.
No, he played great. I'm just
Played okay.
He played very good.
He had 2 All-Pro wide receivers and played okay. Like he did good. He did his job.
He made him an All-Pro receiver. He turned a 5th round receiver into an All-Pro.
No, he didn't.
Nope.
No, I'm sorry, bro. You see, we're giving this dude too much credit, bro. And I think he's very fine. Like he should be on the list probably, but maybe like 5. But like or 4, 5 or 4, 5 or 4. But
Ooh.
let me just give my top 5. So I would go first. I would have to go.
Love.
No, I mean, I was just talking about off this list. But if I had to bring some other people on there, I would put Jalen 1, Dak 2, Jordan 3, Matthew Stafford 4, and then I would put Goff at 5. That's just my list.
Joe.
All right. You're wrong. I was gonna go ahead and say with that. You're wrong. Okay. Matthew Stafford played very good last year, like extremely. He's played very well. Then I'm fine with you saying Jordan Love is like one of the better quarterbacks on his side, just based on the last half of last year. But like I said earlier in the pod, like we need to see it throughout a season. Like he has to put that together for a whole season, and then we can kind of put him there. Like I would say he should be on the list, just talent wise, arm strength wise. He's like that.
Up there with Stafford.
Yeah, he is. But then like you say, like guys like Kirk Cousins are at a decline. Are you saying based on his play, or are you saying because he got hurt?
Just like age, all of the factors, bro. Like all of that matters, especially because he's not mobile. Like it's gonna matter.
Exactly. Why does that matter? He was never mobile. Like
I mean, your all line's good and all, but like I think he needs to be able to move more than he should be, or more than he is.
I will say we do need to see, what type of Kirk Cousins exists
if it's
2024. Like we do need to see that.
If it's Kirk Cousins from the last year, like literally last season that he played, and he's definitely on this list. Like absolutely, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league last year when he was healthy. Like,
he was good. He also had Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I'm just saying, he had the best receiver in the league, bro. That matters. Like, we gotta.
I guess that does matter, but like, it's not like he's like has no weapons with us. Like, he has Drake London, who's I think Drake. I've been saying, I'm gonna take a Drake London victory lap after this season. Like, I'm telling you, my victory lap is gonna be serious because when I watched Drake play football and I had to watch it with Desmond Ridder, like. He's great. Like he's actually a great receiver, like dominant at the catch point. He actually gets separation, which people say he was slow and stuff like that, but he's a great route runner and he's huge. Like we'll see. Like the victory lap is gonna be serious and the Cobb his victory lap. But anyways, I think we're gonna see Kirk have a pretty good season or a really good season if the Falcons can stay healthy. But I like the list mostly. I would say the only guy who maybe shouldn't be on it is Jared Goff. And I like Jared Goff a lot, but it's just tight. Like I think the other 4 should be on it. I'm saying if Kirk is healthy. Like if it's a healthy Kirk from last year. I'm not throwing the health factor in. But if all those 4 guys to the left are healthy, then I think they should be there. And then we have to talk about guys like Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott and like would you take Jared Goff over them? I don't know. So that's my only thing with the list. So I'll give it like a 3.5 maybe, because like I don't think it's a terrible list. All those guys can be argued. Like there's not necessarily a head honcho of this list, but I don't know. I don't know if Jared Goff is the 5th best. And should Dak not be on or Jalen not be on? That's tough.
That's a try.
It is like you can say it is, but like I said, these other guys played pretty good ball, so it's close.
Got you with the 3.5. I'll probably second that. Again, I'm watching Jordan Love and CJ Stroud very closely. I've been told so many things. You know what I mean? And now we're ranking players, with players that have been there, done that, that sort of stuff. I want to see them do exactly the same thing that they did last year, so I can really further solidify their place in this league. I'm going to just go 3 now. Let's keep it moving. Back to the Olympics. Some Olympic talk here. Drew, I don't know about you, but I'm pissed off. I'm personally pissed off. Let me tell you why. All right. 3 games, 5.7 points per game, 33% from the field, 10% from 3.
It's that bad?
Bro, is Jesus Shuttlesworth when he played us in the conference finals just 2 years ago, Ian. Only 2 years ago. I was there. I was watching madness. Hoisting shots from Neverland. You know what I'm saying? Just going in, sunning our team once and for all. Austin Reed still trying to figure out how to guard him. D'Lo. Anyway. So we got a take from Termini Radio. Okay. He said, I'm concerned Jamal Murray may never make an all-star team at this point. All right. So we know Jamal Murray to be this playoff performer, but he has yet to make an all-star team. So, due to injury, due to, other players being better, you know what I mean? But what do y'all think of that take? Jamal may never be an all-star.
If he stays West Coast, he probably won't. Like we saw a lot of guys just not be able to make all-star teams. Like I don't think CJ McCollum, he may have made one, but like for a long time, CJ McCollum was killing in the league and he couldn't make an all-star team to save his life. So I don't think Jamal Murray will make one. However, that doesn't matter. Like y'all know how I view basketball. When the lights are the brightest and Jamal Murray's asked to be dominant, he's dominant. Like there's only one way to describe it. It's just dominant. So
getting 40 balled in the playoffs is not dominant.
Bro, that's one. Like he has a ring and he's a great playoff performer. Like we can't act like he's not. Who's a better playoff performer than him? Like it's a short list.
No, it's not.
In today's game,
it is.
That's
Yes,
true.
it is.
Are you being serious? Like, what
Yes,
are you talking about?
It's a short list.
What are you talking about?
If we're talking about being clutch and talking about the just scoring wise too, like yes.
I'm talking
What
about.
are we talking about?
Number one, okay, I'm talking about guards, but like, yeah, it's a short list, a very short list.
Please narrow your search a little bit more. Say point guards or something. Like let's narrow it. Say light skins. Let's narrow it down like a little bit more. Say Canadian. Because like you're blowing me now. You're blowing me.
Who's a better performer? Okay. Let's
everybody on the USA Olympic team minus Halliburton. You got to go to that end of the bench. The Derek Whites of the world. Like yeah, all of those guys.
We're talking about guards.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's narrow the search. My bad.
That's what I said.
Let's narrow our focus. Let's see. Let's think of guards in the league.
Jimmy Butler.
You know where I'll go, but y'all won't like it.
Jimmy's not a guard.
Not anymore.
You say?
I mean, he's listed as a guard, small forward.
Where are you gonna go?
I could go many directions with this.
Don't get weird, please.
I'm getting my list up. Like I'm getting a list of players like I can pull from. Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, Chris Paul, Kyrie.
No. Right, I'm talking about right now.
What do you mean right now?
We can't say Chris Paul from 10 years ago.
What are we talking about right now? Like you said in the league.
In today's game.
These people are in the league.
Bro,
No.
Chris Paul is we can't talk about Chris Paul.
Like,
We can't talk about New Orleans Chris Paul or LA Clippers Chris Paul. That
It's
does not
irrelevant.
matter right
It's
now.
crazy,
It's not relevant.
all right, let's narrow our focus. All right, let's just narrow the conversation down because it was thrown. Okay, so what are we talking about? Last year?
Currently, like if you had to take guys right now, currently.
But what? So we're talking about last year.
Sure. Okay.
You can base it off the last few years.
But we can include other guys who weren't healthy last year, like John Moran. Like I'm talking about right now, who you would take.
I mean, yeah, and that's not that many people.
Exactly.
I mean, we definitely narrowed our focus down to like we definitely had to whittle it down to make it make sense. I get that, but like you got the Stephs, Kyries, Dames. Am I allowed to say Russell Westbrook or like? That's
too far?
It's too far. Like a couple years ago, it's too okay. I mean, that's fine. Let's see. Who am I missing?
Exactly.
No one be
What do you mean
performing like
exactly? What do you mean exactly? Like Luca, like let me think.
Luka, Brunson, okay.
Guards, just guards.
Yeah, Brunson.
Maxi.
So shooting guards.
Not Maxey.
Julian, you just called Maxi Batman.
He's not better than Jamal Murray in the playoffs.
Julian, you called it Batman.
Come on, bro. No.
Yeah, well, Donovan Mitchell's better than him in the playoffs.
Sadly, no. I'm sorry. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, he is. So, oh well, like, oh well, man, like, I'm sorry.
I cannot give it to you. No.
You're not. Why don't you look up?
No.
Why don't you pull up basketball reference? Why don't you pull up basketball
No.
reference and then say it again? Change your mind. Change your own mind.
I'm
Google
not
it.
going to. I'm not
Google
going
it.
to. No.
Google it.
No. Next. No.
Like Ian. What?
You're throwing Drew. We mentioned
That's crazy.
Come on,
That's crazy.
they're on par. They're on par.
No.
Bro. We're talking about two
Number
runs
one.
when we're talking about Jamal Murray. We're talking
Number
two
one.
runs. We're talking about
No,
the
we're not
bubble.
talking about
We're
two
talking
runs.
about what?
What do you mean?
We're talking about two playoff runs when we talk about Jamal Murray's legacy.
The bubble was 2020, okay? Or 2021, okay? The bubble's
Yes.
2021. He missed the next season. The next season, they won the
Yes.
championship, right? The next season,
Yes.
they won the championship, and then this season is included.
And what did he do this season?
He
In the
didn't hoop.
playoffs?
He wasn't
see.
hooping. Bro, I know that he came up at the end of the
He was not. I'm sorry, he was not.
What
I
he
hate to
averaged-
break it to you.
What did
What?
he average versus the Lakers?
Let's see. Jamal was not 5 versus the Lakers.
Yeah, but okay, fine. He closed games versus the Lakers.
You know that.
Badly.
Like,
He closed games versus us. He killed us at the end of games, and you know that.
dude, but he was not. He was not 5. Like he
Yeah,
wasn't
he was
some revered playoff performer playing us right there. Like, and you know
He was-
that we were
he
sitting
was
there
down-
saying, like, it's really not Jamal cooking us like he did.
It was
the
not like
previous year.
Yeah, it was not like last year, but still though.
He
So
damn near
in the
went on-
playoffs last year, he was at 20.6 a night,
Okay.
5.6 assists. I can see what he shot. I mean, 32% from 3 and 40 from the field.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
But
that
you're
is
smart,
okay. It's Midoriya. Like, it's a
You're
cool.
Yeah,
smart,
that's-
dude. He
that's
won
his
2
worst-
games.
Like I said, that's his worst run. That's his worst run since he's been lit. And even when he's not playing well, he came back when they needed him to play well. He turns up like he did.
I can pull out the playoff series. Shout out Basketball Reference, sponsor us.
Nah, he was a shell of himself this year in the playoffs. I
Yeah, he
definitely
didn't.
remember that.
Like I said, it was his worst run for sure. But still,
Yeah, Lakers, but he shot 29% from 3, 40 from the field. Minnesota,
That's where he got
4
bad.
assists, 18 points, 33 from 3. Your throat.
that's not. We can't define him by his worst run. Like, how can we define him by his worst
We're
run?
defining him by we're defining him off of 2 playoff runs. That's Jamal Murray's legacy.
I'm including. I can even include the bad run in it though. I'm just saying we can't define him by that.
Okay. But we could define Donovan Mitchell and
Donovan Mitchell
2
has
bad
no
runs,
runs.
bro.
There are no runs for Donovan Mitchell.
There
Like,
are none?
No, there's no actual runs for Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
What's Donovan
okay.
Mitchell's best run? When they got bounced out by Kawhi, or when they got bounced out by the Kawhi-less Clippers? That's his best run.
Let me remove Julian from the conversation just for a second. I want y'all to make sure y'all can see me when we do this. For I need y'all to see me. Shout out Basketball Reference. Sponsor us. In 2019, 2020, right? 36 points a night in the playoffs. 36 points a night. The next season, 32. Then he gave us 26 points a night like Jamal Murray does. And now all of a sudden, he's mid. He's mid. He gave us 23 the next year, right? That was the first year with Cleveland. They went out bad. We know it. Last year, it's 30 a night. I'm sitting here texting the group chat like, do y'all see this boy cooking up? Like, anywho, technical difficulties there.
Bro, I just looked it up. The 2019 Jazz that you're talking about, was that the bubble year when he had 36?
No.
2019, 2020. So that was
Okay.
before it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's before. So in that year, they got bounced out 4-1 to the Rockets. Okay, in the first round.
Yeah.
So that's his playoff run, right? His playoff run was 5 games. In the next year, let's go ahead and check it out.
Maybe that was the bubble year. I can't remember.
No, 2019-20 is not. I don't think. The next year they got bounced out by the Nuggets in postponed.
And ladies and gentlemen, Julian is going through multiple playoff runs. Donovan Mitchell has led his team since coming into the league, right? You know what I mean? There was no Jokic down low or anything like that. There was no MVPs on any of his squads, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So just understand why we're doing this exercise, right? It's an educational process that we have to go through, right?
The next
like
year,
if you tell a toddler not to stove, they still may touch the stove, but after they do, right, they'll be off it. So this is just for educational purposes here. Basketball reference.
The next year they got bounced out again in round 1 by the Nuggets. So we have 2 round 1 exits that we're talking about playoff runs.
The Nuggets was a bubble.
Yeah, that's 2021. Then the next year they got bounced out in the year I was talking about by the Clippers. Kawhi got hurt when the series was even. So
Donovan Mitchell also got hurt in that series.
Okay, how many games did he miss?
I don't know if he miss any.
I don't think he did because he played a game.
He
played the closeout game. He played the closeout game and got closed out by Terrence Mann. So I'm just like, he got closed out by 40 piece on Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann gave him a 40 piece to close him out. That's another. What is this? This is a playoff run, right? A playoff run. That's what we're calling them. But they're really like playoff sprints.
Let all of these teams
shuttles. We can maybe call them playoff shuttles. Round 1 exit, round 1 exit. And then they got to the second round finally as the first seed in the conference, and they got beat by the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard, and Terrence Mann outplayed him. Then he went.
You don't even believe what he's talking about.
I'm just reading. I'm reading.
Oh, God, you're not. God, no.
I'm reading. I'm literally reading.
Yeah,
I'm literally just reading.
Right.
Like Bogdanovich, or Bohan, excuse me, not Bogdan. This is Bohan. Bohan, he was the leading scorer in the game before that. Okay, Kawhi played this game. Donovan Mitchell did have 37, but on 9 of 30 shooting. So, like, it's just like, it just gets to a point where we have to stop, bro. Like, we have to stop. We can't call it playoff runs. Like I said, excuse me. Like I said, we cannot call them playoff runs. They're playoff short shuttles, like agility drills. Like they were not real runs. Okay.
Oh, he did the 40.
Okay. So what constitutes a playoff run exactly? You got to go where, to the finals?
No, you at least have to get to the second round, and like in the majority of his playoff runs,
he was in the second round
twice. Like I just told you, the 2 times, his 2 best years, he got bounced out in the first round. That's true. He got bounced out in the first round. The 2 years you were talking about, 36 and 30, it was 5 games and 6 games. It doesn't move.
Play with an MVP.
He didn't. They got bounced out in the first round, bro. I'm just saying. He's not.
You're reading Bogdanovich and his stats. You're reading Rudy Gobert stats.
He had 40 in the playoffs.
Add the context. No, I'm just making sure we have
the context. I told you
context in order for when we're comparing and contrasting.
I told you that Terrence Mann
we want to talk about players, but we didn't mention anything about the teams. We didn't mention the teams.
Bro, Terrence Mann had 40 in a closeout game on his face.
Oh my God.
How many excuses can we make? Can we continue
to make what excuse? I don't have to make an excuse. Look at the numbers. Look at the splits. You missed the splits. Like you just glossed over that.
The numbers won't tell all. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, the numbers will tell you everything you
Oh,
need
they're
to know
wrong.
about what transpired. We look at Jamal Murray last season, and we look at Donovan Mitchell last season. Can we do that at least?
I'm dead because I'm just looking again, bro. This is sad. The next year after that, 2022, first round exit. Like, it's just short-lived appearances. Like, we can't compare them. They're not the same.
You go to the playoffs every year.
That's
You've
it.
been in the league, but well, I guess that just is a testament to what type of player that guy is. But
He's a great player.
it's a
I'm just
shame.
saying, we can't call him a monster playoff performer. Like that would be dragging it.
They're about the same, dude. We can't like say that Donovan Mitchell didn't have good performances though. Like
He
did.
has had good performances. I'm just saying,
Legendary.
I'm not going to put him over a Jamal Murray when Jamal Murray is a champion and has dominated on championship runs.
That's fair.
Like, you can't put him over him.
7 years though of leading his playoff team. In the playoffs, he averages 28.
Bro.
Do you not understand that? Like, what?
If you're the best player, listen, if you're the best player on your team, you need to have some kind of results coming behind your performances, or we don't care. Let's just be real. We don't care. We don't care. We don't. Like, we're not going to remember Donovan Mitchell scoring 27 points per game in the playoffs if he never, ever gets to even a conference finals. Like, we don't care. It's not like he's like, even the difference between him and Joel Embiid, right? Joel Embiid, at least we'll remember, he's an MVP, like all this stuff. We're not going to remember Donovan Mitchell scoring 30 points a game in the playoffs. I
don't know what this we stuff is. Maybe not you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about you in particular because obviously we're doing this exercise right now, but like, he's one of the best players in the league, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
He's one of the better players.
About playoff performances, he elevates his level of play every single playoff, Julian. And this is not just a couple of times, is what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's 7 years. 7 straight years of playoff destruction. He came in and he averaged 28 points a game. There's no love for that.
What does it result in? That's all I'm asking you.
Oh my God! If he had an MVP, he'd win too. I don't get what are we doing? What are we saying?
They lost to the Knicks. They lost to the Knicks last year, and he had.
Oh my God!
He did have the better, more talented team and lost. That is true.
They went 7 with the Magic this year. Like, this is not some like dominant force in the league. Like, this is a regular, like not a regular, but like this is just a good player. Like, he's a very good player, but like we don't have to revere him. Like, what?
It's so sad we do this without any type of context, any type of like nothing. Like, but he came in the post game, but he came on a post game with the microphone in the social media era and said that he thought the lights were too bright after the playoff series.
I'll give Morgan that. The Cavs never had the players.
We can sit here and pretend like that Cavs team has a bunch of elite talent on that squad, but
compared to the Nuggets, dude.
We saw it. We see it every year. Julian's seen it himself, so I don't know what he's talking about, honestly. But like,
Julian, I knew it was going to happen because I knew he's not the guy to get you there, though. Like what?
Not that squad. No, not that garbage. Nah, definitely not. He's definitely
garbage now. When we were doing this a year or 2 years ago, y'all picked the Cavs to win.
No, Morgan did.
Yeah.
What?
When we were picking the series, you picked the Cavs to beat the Knicks in that series.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I definitely did.
No, you were talking about the Cavs for 5. You were talking about the Cavs for 5.
They were contenders on me. We were a hot take spot at that point. When we was hot take spot, you got on here. You were doing what was the music one where you had the music? What's it called? Momentum. You did the momentum on the Cavs, talking about the Cavs are contenders, all this, all that. We need to watch them in the playoffs. I started laughing.
They went out mad for sure.
I started laughing.
They definitely went out mad. If you ask me to predict Jared Allen, Mobley, Darius Garland, if you ask me to predict that, I wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
You'd probably lose your money, having me consulting you. You probably, I admit it. That's on me. I'll take that one to the chin. I take 5. I take 5 pie. I think we got one more. Yeah, this is the last one. We'll talk about another playoff performer. So let's get into it. I don't have the video up. I'm not gonna bother and do that with Stephen A. He was too loud anyway. Basically, there was the outrage of Jason Tatum reigning, not MVP, NBA champion, on the Boston Celtics. Obviously, leader on that team, one of the leaders. Played very well. All NBA, first team type of guy. We know who Jason Tatum is. Some would consider him a top 5 talent in the league. Didn't play a single minute once KD came back into the Olympic lineup. So Stephen A. and many people had to take, like, you don't do this to an NBA champion, like the reigning NBA champion in the same year. Dude taking time in the summer to come play with Olympic basketball. You don't do this to him. So, like, let's boil the tape down to, do y'all believe it was justified to bench Tatum in the Olympic game? Let's just do it that way.
No. I'm not going to sit here and act like he should be playing over KD or anything. Like, KD's a better player. LeBron's a better player at this point. But there's minutes to find for Jason Tatum. Like, it's not like he sucks. And even if you need him to play a role, I feel like he can slide into a role. Like, he's a pretty good defender. He's obviously super athletic. He's a 6'9" wing player. Like, he can, like I said, he can defend, rebound the ball. He can facilitate, which he showed in the playoffs this year. Like, he wasn't going for 30 a game, but he was, like, drawing the defense in, kicking out to his guys, and they were knocking the shots down. So I feel like he's definitely a great enough player to find some minutes. So I was shocked that he got 0. Like, I feel like that's kind of, and like you said, like, he is taking his time to come and play Olympic basketball after a long extended run to the finals. Like, he didn't have to do that. So there definitely should be some minutes that they can find for him. And I know he played the next game, but I feel like it's kind of disrespectful from Kerr to not give him a single minute. So, yeah.
What would you give it?
I mean, I don't even know what the take was necessarily. Like,
Jason Tatum should have played.
Yeah, then this is a 0. Like, he absolutely should get minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, to your point, he's so versatile. I felt like he could have been, like, playing any role, like, especially, like, as a passer. Like you said, like, we saw him in the finals. Like, that's all he really did. So I thought, like, he could have been perfect for this team. And even then, I thought, like, he should have played a lot more just because he needs more confidence. I felt like he's, like, one of those players who, like, builds on confidence, especially shooting wise. And he's younger. So I thought that would have helped him, but yeah, I don't know what Kerr was thinking.
Well, I mean, he says in Olympic play, obviously it's a shorter, like, it's not the same amount of minutes as an NBA game. You really only play 10 guys, and that's even stretching it in a lot of cases. We're probably the only team that plays 10 guys, like, real minutes. You feel me? Because we had that luxury. It seemed to me during that game, KD basically into Tatum's kind of, like, minutes, his position, that sort of thing. And KD just got hot. Like, I think he made his first, like, 7 in a row. That's that sort of thing. I mean, you can't just sit the guy, anything like that. I think Kerr said, yeah, like, obviously KD got hot. But the last thing you want to do is play a guy, like, sporadically, or, like, maybe, like, 5 minutes or something like that, where he's just suiting up just to suit up rather than have that real role in what's going on out there.
Nah.
So I mean, I kind of understand, like, some of the rationale behind it, but when I was looking at, Stephen A. speak on it, I mean, like, again, that is an NBA champion, so it's like you have that hierarchy on the Olympic team of players. Like, of course, you have the untouchables, the LeBrons, the Stephs, the KDs. Like, you don't. Those guys are solidified. We know what they've done. We know what type of players they are. But Tatum should be on that next level of guys. I feel like they tried to make Embiid one of those guys when I don't believe he's earned that as an NBA champion. Tatum should be one of those guys. I mean, he should be up there to me. Let me think of some other players that are on that team.
I mean,
who's another champion on that team? I know Derek
Drew
White, of
Holiday?
course, but
it's like Drew Holiday. Yeah.
So yeah, Drew Holiday is one of those guys, I believe, because yeah, he's not only a multi-time champion, but we know his body. He should be one of those guys that's next on that totem pole, in my opinion. But I think they put Embiid up there. I don't really agree.
I mean,
with
they
that.
have Devin Booker. Devin Booker gets way more minutes than he did. So
he does, and I'm a Book fan. Like I'm a pretty big Book fan. He led a finals team. You know what I mean? Like he has that type of pedigree, I believe, to be one of those guys. I don't know. I don't know.
But it's just like I feel like you can get 10 minutes a game for Jason Tatum. Like you can build that into your rotation. I get what you're saying about like not playing a guy sporadically, but like being a bench for a whole game is like come on now. You were sitting the bench for a whole game. Like you didn't even need to pull up. Like he warmed up for nothing. Like what did he come for?
Yeah,
he sat there clapping. Jason Tatum should not be clapping for his teammates for a whole game. Like come on, like no.
Yeah, he can do too much.
Like that's why I'm like, yeah. I mean, like, when are we gonna respect as a league? When are we gonna truly respect Jason Tatum for what he is? You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying he has to be like top whatever all time, whatever. But he's an NBA champion. He's a consistent scorer in this league. He's an improved passer, rebounder, all around player. I mean, all NBA. Like, we gotta respect him at some point, and this is disrespect. So. Should he have played? Absolutely. It's a very cool take for me.
In my opinion, I think he may be the MVP of next year because I feel like he's just getting tried a lot. Like they're trying him a lot. Like the media, they're trying his personality on Twitter. Like he was like quoting, or copying like KG and all that. So I feel like if he's one of those, like if he's a dog, like I feel like he's gonna come back on a revenge tour. So I'm hoping for that, honestly.
Their team is just too deep, in my opinion. I don't know if they'd even push for that. Like that team looking for championships at the end of the day. Like
I don't think it would be pushed, but I think it can happen pretty organically. Like he averages like 30 already. So like, and there was a point. There was a point in the season this year when he was first in MVP, and then they just lost to. I think they lost to the Nuggets. I'm for real. He was first in the odds.
He was up there.
They
I don't know about the odds, but I don't know about first in
he was first in the betting odds at one point because they were about to play like Denver. It was like maybe like probably 30 games of the season or something, and one of the teams was on a long streak of either like home wins or something like that. I don't know.
The Celtics.
Yeah, the Celtics probably were undefeated at home at that point, and Denver came and beat them on their home court, and then the odds flipped. But at that point, yeah, he was first in the odds. I remember.
But that's what I'm saying, though, Julian. I mean, you just said it yourself. I don't know exactly what he averaged, but it was probably 27 or something like that. They were the clear-cut best team in the league throughout the entire season and playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, and not only could he not really have a run at MVP, I know he was probably top 5 in the, that voting, I'm sure, but like, that's not that close. You know what I mean? Like, it's close, but it's not that close. Not only that, I mean, you get to the playoffs, you're not the Eastern Conference MVP, you're not the Finals MVP. Like, I don't see him winning MVP is all I'm trying to get to. I see that. Not because he's not talented, but it's just tough to do with his team, who he is, and who else is out there. It's my take. That is my take. But anywho, y'all got anything left on Jason Tatum before we get up out of here?
Nah.
All right, at Take 5 Pod. We will catch y'all next week. Make sure y'all follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, Twitter, TikTok, all of that. And check us out, man. We'll be here next week. All right.